But hey, this is kind of an important topic. So before I begin, of course, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up thing, tells us you like it. Leave some comments. We're on a live chat now, so I'm going to be talking to you guys very, very shortly. And of course, put your notifications on. That's a bell thing in the corner. And if you have an iPhone or an Android or some kind of smartphone, I'm sure you do, please turn on your notifications so you know when we have all kinds of awesome new content, which we're putting out some great, great content lately. Not to my own credit only, of course. We've got guys like Giles Thomas, John Livia, others producing amazing content lately. So thanks to you guys. Anyway, this came up. Those of you who follow Joey Swole on Instagram, you've been seeing this trend for a while where Joey exposes women in gyms who are usually filming themselves working out. They get upset when people step in front of the camera. They get upset when people are glancing at what they're doing, even from across the gym. And they feel very threatened and intimidated at men, especially if they glance in their general direction, or especially if they stare. Now, staring, I'm going to say it right now, you shouldn't stare at anybody in a gym. It's a public place, but we're all there trying to work out. We're all there trying to better ourselves. I'm a dad. I have a daughter. She's 28 now. I have a wife. I don't want my wife or my daughter being harassed or intimidated at the gym, or constantly being hit on. But what Joey Swole was pointing out, and what a lot of people are making videos about lately, and that meme that's the thumbnail went viral, it's from The Simpsons, is that a lot of women are really exaggerating it, where they're construing a slight glance in the direction from across the gym from someone who's probably just curious as to what the heck's this person doing, because they're talking into a microphone. They have a camera tripod set up at the gym. They'll say things. They'll put it on their TikTok like, "This guy's a creep. This guy's a pervert. He's trying to hit on me." If he asks if you're using this machine or something, that's taken as a guy hitting on them. And, not every guy is trying to hit on every woman. Now, of course, men do try to shoot their shot at the gyms. My gym in particular, good Lord, Bayshore Athletic Club in Braintree, Massachusetts. So many attractive young women in phenomenal shape. They train very hard. A lot of them do film themselves. A lot of them are squatting and deadlifting heavy all the time, doing heavy hip thrusts. And a lot of them do film it for, I guess, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know how many of them have YouTube channels. But if you're filming in a gym, if you're taking pictures of yourself, you can expect that people are going to be curious and wonder what's going on over there. They may even be judgmental. If it's a dude, other dudes are going to be like, what are you doing? If it's a woman, they're still going to be curious. We men are visual creatures. It's very hard for us not to look at beautiful women. It's hardwired into our brains. It's not like we choose to. Now, you can choose to avert your gaze and not make eye contact, which I highly recommend. That's what I do. I don't make eye contact. I keep my head down. I have my headphones in. I just do my workout because I don't want to be on anyone's TikTok. And the worst thing is that fake TikTok voice. It's actually a real woman's voice. She's a DJ in Canada. And TikTok hired her at some point to record every word in the English language. And that's the voice you hear when someone says, "This ugly mofo be trying to hit on me at the gym while I'm trying to get my workout on." That's an actual person. That's not a robot. I used to think it was a robot. But anyway, it's a tough situation because we do share the gym with women. And, most of my viewers here, you're men. You've had to learn how to be very respectful and stay out of their eyesight, their eye line. Be very careful with any type of contact. Even if you're asking if someone's using a machine, you have to be super careful because things can be taken the wrong way. And again, I'm totally against any man staring down at a woman, being harassing, really being overbearing at the gym toward a woman. That's not right, of course. But, trying to be friendly or offering to help, if they see someone struggling to take a weight off, as in one video, that's not being a creep. It doesn't mean you're trying to hit on them. Every guy is not trying to hit on you, girl. Even if you're a pretty girl, most guys understand you're there to work out, and they're not gonna bother you that way. Anyway, I'm curious to see what you guys think, because I'm sure some of you guys have had some experiences and you can relate. So let's go to the phones, as we used to say back in the day.
I just found the best website to shop for.
Let's turn the volume off. All I got is "Love You, Ron" from Bo True and "What's Up, Ron." Okay. Apparently I picked a terrible time to do this. I'm really looking to hear from you guys. Testosterone, great title, says, if you're good looking and in good shape, you have much less chance of being viewed as a creep by women in the gym. I have noticed a very disturbing trend since social media, but more so since these dating apps like Tinder, I think is probably the worst offender. Since those dating apps became widely available and used, women now have access to all the men in the world. And, they have their pick because a very average looking woman, there's been plenty of studies to back this up. An average looking woman can go on Tinder and put up a basic ass picture, nothing special. Within an hour, she'll have like 1,000 guys trying to hit her up in her DMs, and a lot of them would be much better looking. So we have to be shallow in this discussion. Say physical attraction is a scale of 1 to 10. Can we all agree that there's people who are less attractive at one end of the spectrum, not genetically blessed, and people at the other end of the spectrum who are very, very attractive, beautiful people? So women, even if they're average looking, now have access because all these better looking men are hitting them up. And, they just want easy sex. Guys are horn dogs. We're full of testosterone. But, the women, they now see everyone else as, any guy that's there at their level and looks as way beneath them because they have these much better looking guys giving them attention. So I've noticed at the gym, creeps are everyone who a woman isn't attracted to, and they're not attracted to many. It's only a very small percentage of men that women find attractive now, and it's because it's partly related to that. I keep hearing the stat on many, many different videos that 80% of women only find 20% of men attractive. So that's awful. They only swipe right, is it? We're swiping right on Tinder, like 10 to 20%, where men will swipe right on 50 to 60% of all the women they see. We're not as selective. We're not. Let's see, testosterone, if you're good looking. Yeah, so Chads, we call them Chads, the guys who are tall, good looking, in great shape, very confident. Those are Chads. Those guys, they're not creeps. So the women want the attention of those guys, but that's a very tiny, tiny percentage of the gym goers or the male general population. Very small percentage. So everyone else who tries to approach them or talk to them is a creep. Let's go. What do we got, guys? Bo True. I actually have never had any women accuse me of being a creep, but I'm very cautious. Yeah, I'm super cautious because I'm older too. It's clearly I'm 53 years old. So if I glance at a 20-year-old girl, 25-year-old girl who I have a daughter older than, I'm a pervert. We used to call them a lech, short for lecherous back in the day. I don't think that term's in use anymore, but so I don't want to be the creepy old guy. I definitely never want to hear a TikTok with me in it shaming me with that voice. Creepy old dude at the gym, be staring me down. Don't ever want to see that. No. Let's see. Jehan Amrolia, women would automatically move out of machines when I used to do back workout. Well, we all understand obnoxious staring is without a line. That's it. 10 plus football field difference between that. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one. It's held for review, but I'm gonna read it. It was from I don't know who it was from. It says we all understand obnoxious staring is out of line, Ron. Yes. That said, there's a 10 plus football field difference between that and scantily clad bimbos. That's not a bad word. It's not a nice word, but it's not a swear or anything. Prancing with or without the camera. Yeah. Bo True says, yep, way different for women than men, Ron. That's why I'm in Africa as we speak. Oh, wow, in Africa. What part of Africa? It's a big continent. Jehan Amroli, there are a lot of 49ers out there. They look 4, but they think they're a 9. I think Coach Greg Adams, I think he coined that term. He does a lot of these quote unquote red pill videos. Yeah, and it's because of social media. They have all these guys in their DMs. Like I said, guys will hit up their simps. You know what a simp is? It's a guy that puts women on pedestals, and you'll see in the comments section of any woman who puts up like a picture showing some skin. It doesn't have to be a bikini picture, workout picture, anything where they're showing some cleavage or whatever. There'll be sometimes hundreds, thousands of comments from guys with hearts and the faces with the hearts for eyes, and you're the most gorgeous woman alive. You're so beautiful. Oh, blah 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 blah. And it blows them up, blows their ego up, where, like I said, there's a scale of beauty, of physical beauty for men and women. Some people are on the far end. They're very unattractive. Some people are blessed. They're gorgeous human beings. And then most people are probably somewhere in the middle, average. But, average women now get so much attention that it leads them to believe, blows up their ego, gives them this delusional idea that they're 9s or 10s. There's not many 9s or 10s, just like there's not many 1s or 2s. Most people are somewhere in the middle. Most people are not either super ugly or super good looking. You know, it's like most people aren't super short or super tall. Most people are somewhere in the middle, right? It's just a thing. Now, let's see. Hypergamy, Zambia. Bo True says it's 11:41 here in Zambia. I think in Australia it's already Thursday. Yeah, I think they're like 4 or 5 days ahead of us, right? Yeah. Bo True, hypergamy has ruined the traditional relationship. Hypergamy, also called monkey branching, is always looking for the bigger, better deal. Always looking to level up. And you know, women have been accused. I don't want this to be about bashing women, guys. You know, like I said, I'm a husband. I'm a dad I'm not here. We're not here to bash women. We're just noting a trend in gyms lately, especially since TikTok became a thing, and we have women filming themselves on TikTok and getting upset if anyone's in their frame or walking in front of the camera when it's a public gym. You know, it's not. If you don't want people bothering you while you're filming your workouts, work out at home and you'll have no problems. Let's see. Let's see. Arturo Avalos, hey Ron, I look decent sometimes. I get questions from young girls. I feel like a creep talking to them, even though I have no bad intentions. Yeah, I get no questions. They leave me alone. I think I have that look about me. Our stuff, all women's gyms to all guy gyms eventually. Well, there are women's gyms. There's not many of them. There are no all men's gyms that I know of in the U.S. I know certain places like Kuwait. I know that the famous Oxygen gym in Kuwait is men only. No women allowed. But I think that's that's more of a cultural thing where they're not supposed to be around each other unless they're like husband and wife. I don't think that's the same as it would be here. Bo True says, Ron will never be the creepy old guy. Maybe the old, extremely jacked guy. I could be creepy. I mean, if I start talking and trying to hit on all these girls, which I would never do, yeah, that would be creepy. You know, I mean, they're there to work out. They're not there. It's not a singles bar. That's an old phrase. Some of you guys probably never even heard that phrase. They're not there to get picked up by dudes. You know, if they are, it's only a couple dudes there that they're interested in out of the whole gym. Like my gym probably has 1,000 members, 2,000 members. I'm just taking a wild guess. I'd say on any given moment, there might be 100 men working out, 100 to 120 men. There's probably only 5 out of those that the women are really paying attention to. Those are the guys that the women want to look at them. They're usually tall, jacked, tatted up, real masculine Chad type guys. Or it could be Tyrone. Let's not make this racist. Chad and Tyrone, you can be either one. Women want validation from a simp and banging from a Chad. Yeah. Hey Ron, do you deadlift? Easy. No, I don't deadlift. My lower back has been so messed up for many, many years. I do not deadlift. I used to do, even after I was unable to do full deads from the floor for a few years, I was still able to do really heavy rack deadlifts, which were, you know, from just below the knees up to lockout. I used to love those, but we're talking about something else. But no, I don't deadlift. Bo True, I am in Africa because it seems women in third world countries have been tainted by the patriarchy and feminism in the West. Plus, Africa is beautiful. I got sunburned today. Well, you need to use some sunblock. Yeah, sunblock, because you don't want to get skin cancer. Protect your skin, guys. Don't go out in the sun without sunblock, especially very hot sun. So what he's talking about, there's a phrase now called passport bros. That refers to men who leave the United States, American men, who leave the United States for places like Colombia, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, looking for love, looking for women that are more traditional, they're going to be okay with being a wife and a mother and being, what's the word? Not subservient. That's not the word I'm looking for. Submissive. It's submissive even sounds bad, but you know, they're willing to let the man be a man and he can take care of the family and provide, and they're cool with that role where they don't have to be as equal as far as career and all that stuff. They're willing to be a traditional husband, wife, kids, like America was for a couple hundred years before things started getting crazy here. It's okay to be a 5. It's okay to be a 5. 5 is fine. Yeah, I mean, like height-wise, I'm actually below average now. I was, I was never above average. I was a little over 5'8", and I think people are getting taller. So, at one time I was average height. Now I'm below average, but it is what it is. I got a beautiful wife. I'm not crying about it. Not like I can change my height. So Bo True said, I'm married, but the Western women shaming men for the slightest glance has got to stop. Richard's world traveler. When you go to South America, women like getting a stare. Yeah, I mean, these are different countries. These are totally different cultures. America has become so messed up. It's feminism. Feminism used to be about equal rights for women, which was great. Women should have equal rights, voting, pay, all that good stuff, university admissions, all that. It should be equal, absolutely. But at some point, I'm not an expert. You guys, some of you I'm sure know a lot more about this than I do. At some point, it became about being anti-men or anti-male, and this whole phrase about toxic masculinity. And now we have a generation of young men who are banged, driven into their head to don't be toxic masculine, don't exhibit these traditional masculine traits. These are wrong, these are bad. And so they became more sensitive, more in touch with their feminine sides. And now we have a whole generation of young men that the young women aren't interested in them, because whatever they say they want, they still want strong masculine men. They can say, oh, we want a man who's in touch with his feelings and this and that, but they'll say that, but trust me, when they run into that man and then they see the Chad, the guy who doesn't pay them any attention, the one who doesn't return their phone calls or text messages, the one who is talking to like 10 girls, they want that guy. They don't want the meek little guy who's in touch with his feelings. God, I gotta keep this back on track. Compliant, cultured. I guess I'm a passport bro. Philippines, Thailand. So Magos 008 says, shaming women for their bad behavior is literally the only way to discipline them. You have to call it out like Joey Swoll did to this TikTok chick. Needs to be called out. It's just, we can't allow men to be shamed for doing nothing wrong. Yeah, call people out when they do. And, if a man did something like this, he should be called out too. The gym is, if you're going to be recording your workouts and your sets, if you're going to be recording at the gym, you can expect people are going to look at you. People are going to give you funny looks because why are you recording yourself? Because not everyone is, not everyone's part of that generation that posts what they do online and records workouts and takes selfies. Yeah, I take selfies. So people are going to give you strange looks, men and women. Complaint. Jonathan Stevens, what height are you? I'm down to 5'7.5" now. Wow. If I was single, it'd probably be an issue, but I got a beautiful wife, been married for almost 32 years. I'm good. It doesn't, it's fine. I don't care. I'm not trying to pick up anybody. So Bo True says, Ron is so jacked, he looks 6'4". If I tilted the camera up, maybe, but no. I trained for a few years with a guy who was 6'4". It was hilarious because, we'd have to adjust a lot of the machines, like a hammer strength or whatever. When I was using it, we'd put the seat like all the way up. When he was using it, we'd put the seat all the way down. So 6'4", and I was probably under 5'8" already at that point, 5'7" 3/4. Andrew Tate says, Jehan, yeah. Andrew Tate, he used to rub me the wrong way, and I don't agree with everything he says, and he seems like real arrogant, but he actually has he says a lot of things that make sense too. Patrick, on the flip side, there are some girls that are serious about training, happen to be single, and wish that handsome bodybuilder came up and introduced himself. I mean, I don't think people even meet in person anymore. I think it's like all on Instagram and Tinder and what else? Do they meet on TikTok? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we have guys at my gym, like I said, and I'm sure this is every gym. There's a few guys that are really good looking, tall, jacked, usually a ton of tattoos, and they've basically run through like all the good looking girls at the gym. The same handful of guys has been with 20, 30, 40 different girls. Yeah. Patrick also says, but with the incidents happening on TikTok with girls accusing guys of being creeps when they are most of the time not, it makes men hesitant to ever approach a woman in a gym. Yeah, I mean, I guess approaching women in general is just, it's tough now. It's dangerous. It's, it can be considered harassment if you're someone they don't want to approach you. And I guess, I'm not a dating coach. We're not here to talk. We're not getting into all that crap. But I mean, people need to learn how to read signals. If a woman is interested in you, she'll let you know. There'll be some eye contact. There'll be something. And if she's not interested, if you know how to read body language, you'll stay away because you'll understand. Deng Tui. Ron, your definition of feminism is spot on. By the way, it's Monday morning in Australia. We're only 17 hours ahead. Yeah, my son is leaving Friday night for Brisbane, which is on the East Coast, the Gold Coast. He's going to be at the University of Queensland, so I will always know what time it is in Australia because I know it's different time zones from one end of the country. It's a big country to another. It is a vast wasteland in the middle. That's where all the, Mad Max was like racing across the middle of the country, but Fury Road. But yeah, I will always know what time it is in Australia for at least until he comes back. He's there till the end of July. End of June, I'm sorry. Jonathan Stevens, I very much dislike when girls wear leggings to the gym. It's distracting. I don't look, but it's my innate instinct to, so I don't like it. Well, see, you can't tell people what to wear, what not to wear to the gym. I wear leggings to the gym sometimes, and a lot of you guys would say, you can't be homophobic. I don't want it to be homophobic, but a lot of guys would say that's for only girls should wear leggings. Yeah, you can't, if girls want to be comfortable at the gym, everyone at the gym should wear what they want to wear and be comfortable, as long as it's not like obscene. Like a guy can't show up in a Speedo and start working out. He'd get kicked out. You have to wear a shirt, obviously. But I'm saying, yeah, when women wear outfits like that, as a man, you're hardwired to be visual and to look at beautiful women and body parts and boobs and butts. And it's nothing you can really help. Of course, you can control whether or not you stare. You're going to glance. You can't help glancing, but if you have any self-control, you'll look away. You're not going to sit there and go with your jaw hanging out and drool coming down your chin. Don't do that. Do I know Rollo Tomasi? Jehan, I'm really a Ron. Do you know the guy Rollo Tomasi? Yeah, he wrote The Rational Male. I watched a good amount of his videos, not all of them, but he's a very smart guy too. I agree. JM, bring back the all-male sweaty no-frills gyms of the past. I wouldn't want that. I mean, like I said, I'm not there to pick up women. But do I like having beautiful buff women around at the gym? Sure. It's gets the testosterone flowing. It's and I'm not gawking at them. I'm not trying to talk to them, but I do enjoy being in a gym where there are a lot of beautiful women who train hard. As a man, that's motivating. So, not that I couldn't train in an all-male gym. I could train anywhere. I have a little gym in my house. I could train there if I really, like during quarantine, that's what I did. But yeah. Hello from Russia. Bring back the all-male. I can't read Cyrillic. He says, Ron, hello from Russia. So that would be Здравствуйте, как дела? That's how are you? Or Привет would be the informal version. Turns out I'm part Ukrainian, not Russian. That was an important distinction. Now, I have nothing against the Russian people. The Russian government is another story. We're not here to talk politics. But I'm sorry. Let me get back to you, sir. Hello from Russia. You can see first tattoo on your body. First tattoo on your body, and why do you do that? Why do I have tattoos? I wanted to get tattoos. I didn't even start getting tattoos until I didn't get my first tattoo till I was 32 years old. I waited on, I was well past my youth when I started getting tattoos. And then I have like a full sleeve, basically. See? That's the crappy arm, but this would be the favorite one. Rah, Linda Blair from The Exorcist, Reagan. Rah. But then I got Jesus over here to keep it all cool. I always wanted tattoos, but while I was competing, I waited until I was almost done competing to start getting them, and I didn't get all this stuff until I was pretty much done competing, because I feel it does ruin the flow of the body when you have a ton of tattoos. Bo True, Ron and Jen make Muscular Development Mag the best. Yeah, Jen's behind the scenes most of the times, but she's the one that keeps everything moving. Without Jen, we'd be in deep doo-doo. Yeah, especially when we do the contest coverage remotely, where Giles and I or whoever, Jen's running the virtual studio and bringing up clips. And yeah, Jen's the behind the scenes master of all this, believe me. Let's see. Testosterone, I work in a gym. A key indicator the woman feels uncomfortable in the gym is when she wraps her sweatshirt around her waist to hide her butt. Yeah, and like I said, I don't want women to feel uncomfortable. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable at the gym. We're there, it should be a place of positivity. Everyone's there to get better. We should either encourage each other or just leave each other alone. No one should be judging anyone, and I don't want women feeling like they're being stared at like a piece of meat. And no man should stare at a woman at a gym like she's a piece of meat. You shouldn't stare, period. That's like, eye contact that lingers way too long when you're just sitting there gawking. A little crafty glance in the mirror out of the corner of your eye for a second where she's not going to see you. That's one thing. But sitting there like just staring and watching a woman doing a set, especially the worst thing is when they're trying to like squat or deadlift or something, and a guy's like right behind them staring dead at her butt. Don't do that, guys. Please don't do that. Let's see. Jehan Amroli says, more tattoos, piercings, hair color. That's a girl to stay away from. Yeah, to each his own. More red flags than a Chinese parade. That is Coach Greg Adams phrase, more red flags than a Chinese parade, because the flag of China is red, so there would be a lot of red flags. Deng Tui, I'm in the Australian Army. The females who train in our base gym are serious trainers. they're respected by the males. Yeah, we have a lot of like I said, there's a lot of very serious women who are very serious trainers out there right now. It's not like they're there just to do aerobics. And, it's like at my gym, I said, some of them they're squatting like 225. I've seen a few of them that can squat 315. They're pulling 315 or more in a deadlift. They're doing hip thrusts. I've seen them do it with like 405 on the bar. These women work hard. They're very strong. They're not there just to prance around and have dudes hit on them. They're not. Jihan Amroli, I think brands making women gym yoga pants are responsible. They are the ones responsible. No, I mean, you can't blame the clothing. I mean, yeah, it is when you can see the figure, the form of a woman's body that well, that as if, the way it's obviously a little more distracting than if she had baggy pants on, but yeah, you can't, that's like the old days when I hate to even bring this up, but back in the old days, if a woman was sexually assaulted, raped, or whatever, people, they would question, what were you wearing? Like as if that's, a woman can dress however she wants. It's not, nothing is an invitation for anything like that. It's not. So, yeah, women do wear very short shorts and little sports bras, and they're showing a ton of skin. And if you don't want any male attention, don't dress like that. Guys are going to glance. They're going to look. They shouldn't stare. They should not stare. True. Respect is a two-way street. We need a dress code for women in the gym, says Raymond Jones. Well, then you got to have a dress code for men. What would our dress code be? Like Planet Fitness, that crappy gym chain, they do have a dress code for men. No string tank tops. And I kind of agree with that one, Very few men look good in a string tank top. Unless you're like shredded, tanned, great physique. Nobody wants to see, even then, a lot of people don't want to see you in a string tank top. But, if you're flabby and pasty and hairy, nobody wants to see you in a tank top, period. Much less a string tank top. True, I'm going to go pray, guys. See you later. I love you all. Continue to pray for you, Ron. Thank you. God bless in Jesus' name. You're welcome. Johnny, Peter Putnam is a musician. Did you blah, 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 his interview with Dave? No, I don't watch Dave's channel. It's not like out of spite. I don't have a ton of time. There's so many channels now, so many media outlets. I could spend my whole day watching YouTube videos. I would get nothing done. And I have shit to do. I can't sit around. But I knew Peter Putnam was a musician now. I've seen, he's on my Instagram. I knew Peter years ago. Haven't seen him in a long time. Wear a burqa to bipolar mom and former adult probation. Wear a burqa to the gym, Ron. Women ruin the gym? Oh, come on now. That's a little harsh. What's a burqa again? Is a burqa like what Muslims wear? Muslim women? The whole like ninja outfit? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's an outfit that covers the whole body, right? Isn't that a burqa? Because the hijab is just the headpiece, and there's the burqa, the whole. Yeah, forgive my ignorance. I just stopped watching that for this laugh. Women running the gym. And NBA 2K fans just keep saying E. What is this live stream? This is Muscular Development, and we're talking about this trend where a lot of women are making TikTok shaming men for looking at them in the gym or trying to talk to them or, whatever, harassing them. And a lot of them, they're really taking it out of context and exaggerating, where we can see in the videos, like Joey Swole has got to get all the credit for the one who really made this issue, brought it to light and got people talking about it, because he's been calling out women on his Instagram, showing their TikToks where they're, accusing men of being perverts and creeps and weirdos. And you can see they'll take like a little glance from across the gym from a guy and they'll interpret that as, oh my God, this creep was staring at me and blah, blah, blah. And they felt terrible. Johnny says, did Peter have potential as Mr. USA? Not an easy feat. A lot of guys have potential. A lot of guys. I mean, I've seen a ton of guys with great potential, and only a very small percentage of them realize that, stars have to align. They have to have the right attitude, the right type of discipline, fortitude. They can't, things can't go wrong in their life. Sometimes life happens. Things happen. They start a family. They get arrested. A million things can get in the way of a bodybuilder potential never reaching his potential. I've seen so much of that. Hello, Kira. That's why you train a real gym, not gym with women. My gym is it has women, and it is a real gym. We have pro bodybuilders. We have power lifters. We have a lot of very hard training, very strong people, a lot of great physiques at Bayshore Athletic Club. We do have a lot of beautiful women with Muscular, we have a few women who are pros. We have a couple figure pros. We got a women's physique pro. Do we have any bikini pros at the moment? No, but they come and go. You know, sometimes we have like, at any given moment, we have between 5 to 10 pros as members of my gym. IFBB Pro League pros. Let's see. Bipolar mom and former adult probation officer. It's hilarious that people go to the gym to do other things besides lift weights. Well, a lot of people go to the gym now to film themselves lifting weights. And I think there are a good amount of people now that if they weren't filming it and putting it out there on their Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, they wouldn't even train because they need that validation. They need people to say, pat on the back, good for you. Wow, you trained, you lifted weights today? You did some cardio today? Good for you. Good job. Yeah. Or better yet, train at your house. Yeah. I mean, I have weights here. It's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, I made do during pandemic, but when you're used to a really big, very well-equipped gym with all kinds of great equipment, squat racks, benches, hammer strong, all type of machines, everything, dumbbells up to like 150, it's tough to downgrade from that. As you know, a lot of you guys went through the same experience. A lot of you guys trained at home during quarantine, right? So you know what I'm talking about. Derek's from Rhode Island. Okay, Rhode Island, you should go to, you've probably been to General Fitness in Fall River. Great gym there, great gym. Yeah, very hardcore. Derek says, I only film YouTube videos at home. At the gym, it's too much of a distraction to create videos. Yeah. You're a power lifter, so you built a solid home gym. Yeah. I've seen some people with some sick, especially during quarantine, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Pandemic. I was seeing some crazy home gyms that people were putting up, and I'm like, oh, I was getting FOMO. I was like, man, I wish I had that. I wish I could trade that home gym. Shit. Some of these people have like, you know, Missy Truscott, who's fitness Olympia champion. Her husband does very well. I think she does very well. They have a home gym that has like a full line of hammer strength equipment, like all the pieces, all kinds of free weights. It's a sick, sick home gym. It's better than some commercial gyms I've been to, for sure. Missy. Let's see. Jehan says, gym is a place where a bunch of people lift weights. They have no business doing so, says Guy's sister Nina. Yep. Raymond Jones. I don't like distractions in the gym. I wonder what the atmosphere and oxygen is like. I don't know. I mean, I've never been there. I've never been to Kuwait. I have talked to guys and they say, yeah, it's good. There's no distractions. There's no distractions. You know, because you, as a man, it's very hard not to, when a beautiful woman goes across your field of vision, it's very hard not to notice. We're hardwired. We're like dogs when a squirrel runs by. A dog can't help it. He's like, oh, what's that, squirrel? That's how we are. We're creatures of our victims of our own hormones. Derek can't find egg whites at grocery store. Johnny says I can't find egg whites at any grocery stores. Go to Costco or BJ's. They have cartons. It's cheap. Go to Costco. USA is women only gyms, but men only gyms. Much help for review. RSY says USA is women only gyms, but no men only gyms. Why? Because I guess there's no need for men only gyms. Because men aren't intimidated by having women around, but a lot of women are intimidated. They don't want to work out with men around. And that's fine. That's fine. That's great. If that's the case, it's great that they have women's gyms as an option for women who feel that way. Derek says, Derek Deadlifts, you can check out a video of my basement, nothing over the top, but I got a squat, bench rack, and a bunch of dumbbells. I'm good. I can imagine it. I'm not being a dick. It's just, I don't care. You've got a nice tricep cable machine. Trust me, men's only gym sucks. Women do a coup. Guys just don't. Yeah, guys don't really care if women stare at them. Yeah, I mean, 3:30 a.m. coding session, but we were distracted by having women around. Yeah. So they're intimidated, we're distracted, both have legit reasons, to be honest, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it should ever have to come to the point where we have to be gender segregated and have men-only gyms and women-only gyms and no more co-ed. Does anyone even use that word anymore, co-ed? Gyms for both men and women? I hope it never comes to that. I don't think it will. I mean, what a big step back that would be. Derek Deadlifts, what's your favorite exercise? It used to be squats when I was a great squatter. I used to love squats. Loved it. Couldn't wait for my next leg workout to squat. Right now, it's my favorite exercise now. Jeez. I don't know if I have one. I mean, I like them all, but there's nothing that I hate doing and there's nothing I really love doing. Johnny, that girl had an OnlyFans that Joey Swole busted out. Yeah, I mean, if you hate male attention so much, why would you have an OnlyFans where you're making money literally from male attention? Like, without male attention, there would be no OnlyFans. You think women are the ones? There's no women supporting women on OnlyFans. It's dudes. It's lonely ass, desperate simp dudes paying $5, $10, $20 a month to look at nudes of women who are nowhere near as good looking as the ones you can see for free on like Pornhub. But whatever. Can be optional. It's like private schools. Mine's deadlifts. You can tell, yeah, your name is Derek Deadlifts. We need pairs bodybuilding back. Nah. Don't bring that. Don't bring the mixed pairs back. I didn't think it was that great. RSQIV, the fourth, steak and egg 70s bodybuilders diet. What's your opinion on that? It's basically the keto diet. They didn't just eat. They only ate keto when they were trying to get ready for a contest. They didn't eat like that all year. They ate carbs. They ate potatoes, rice, vegetables, fruits, all kinds of stuff. Even though I like bench press now. Yeah, I don't like any of the. See, Derek, my joints are screwed. They're gone. Like I've needed a new shoulder for years and years. There's no more cartilage. Severe advanced osteoarthritis in the shoulder. I did chest, shoulders, and tries today, but it's like all for chest. It's like all machines. Smith machine, hammer machine, pec fly. I have no stability in here anymore. I have the strength, but there's like no stability, and the pain is excruciating. NBA 2K fan, have you seen the Ray William Johnson video about this girl that called out a guy in the gym for doing nothing? It's probably the same video that everyone else is putting on. Is it the woman that says feral, feral, feral? She keeps calling the guy feral under her breath on her video. Well, she had a little microphone. She was talking into it. No one could really hear her except for, she was recording it for TikTok. We can have both co-eds as well as men and women only. No need for force anybody. Sub-Zero. Look, man, if I got to stay on this elliptical for 34 minutes, a little booty helps me through, though. We can't help looking, You look, but don't touch, and, don't. You just have to be very careful and discreet and not leer. Don't come across as a pervert. Because, yeah, it is uncomfortable. Sure, I'm not a woman. I don't know, but I can only imagine it's very uncomfortable to have a guy, like, staring hard at you. Like, he's eye-raping you, basically. That's not cool. Jihan, I'm rolling between sets. What are you going to look at? Another man looking, smiling at you and saying what you're hitting today? Well, most people now look at their phones between sets, which, I don't think that's the best thing either, because then you're distracted. You lose your focus. You're constantly checking your email, your text messages, your WhatsApp, your DMs, your comments on your posts. It's a lot. But that's what most people do. Most people between sets, you see them looking at their phones now. Derek says, again, I'm 26. Yeah, Derek, when I was 26, I was still putting up some awesome weights. I was still natural at 26, but I was squatting, I was deadlifting, I was benching. I was really good at dumbbell pressing, especially overhead. Even when I was natural, I could do the 120s for a few reps. Once I was on gear, I could do the 120s for like 15, 20 reps. I could do the 130s. We're talking seated dumbbell press. Flat bench, I was always better at dumbbells. Flat dumbbells, I could do like 120s any day of the week. On an awesome day, I could do like 150s for a few reps. Anyway, yeah, I'm living in the past. Glory days. Derek Deadlifts, I'll be there one day, bro. I hope you do get to be 53. To the people that say, you're old, I say, well, young guys, I say, either you're going to get old like me or you're going to die young. So pick your poison. You want to die young? Then you don't have to get old. Great. So disconnected. TikTok sucks. I don't even have TikTok. Oh, NBA 2K fan, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Johnny, PJ Brown really has to serve all his time while Singerman got to walk. I don't know what's going on with PJ's court case. I have no idea. Haven't heard a thing. He still writes a column every month in Muscular Development magazine. PJ does. I don't know if you know that. He's kept up his column. He sends it in somehow. But yeah, I don't know what the situation. I hope he gets out soon. Yeah, they sold pro hormones, but so did a lot of other people, and I don't see anyone else in jail. Let's see. Exactly. Just text my girl between sets. That's about it. Says Derek. That MF. There are girls in the gym. Never noticed. Well, then you're very focused. Saying, my God. Holy cow. We'll say it was 90s. Yeah, I was good at only a few things. I was never a great flat bench press with a barbell. I never did more than like 315 without someone helping me. And that's very, very mediocre. But I was good at dumbbells. I don't know why. I could press a bar with some lean back. Granted, I wasn't perfectly like I was supposed to. Arching my back and leaning back. I used to do 315 all the time on a military press. A bar, not a Smith machine, a barbell. And I could do behind the neck with 315 at one point. Now, I tried to do a 10-pound dumbbell the other day. Couldn't do it. The pain was just too bad. I have to do machines. Derek, your girl will not disappear while you work out. She might. So, Jerry Iannuzzi, I'm 61, go to Planet Fitness with my 24-year-old daughter every so often. Kind of hard not to notice what these girls are or aren't wearing. Definitely try not to stare, but catching glimpses is unavoidable. Yeah, we can't help it. Like I said, we're hardwired to be visual creatures, us men. We're simple, animalistic creatures, we men. We are. Yeah, Derek Dillis. How long you worked out for? How long I worked for MD? So the first article I wrote for MD, I was working on a Jenna Jameson interview. She was an adult film star. When the planes were crashing into 9/11, on 9/11, because I got a call from her agent. We were trying to exercise, so we were scheduling the interview. So when was that? In 2001. So over 20 years with MD. But I've been writing for magazines since 92. 1992 was when I first got published in Iron Man. Yeah, it's been a long time. Jehan, I'm really avoid as much as possible to go without phone because there are robbers in my gym. Even training gets 4 fines. Yeah, don't ever. I think I got one thing stolen, and never again would I leave stuff unlocked at my gym. Yeah, don't ever leave your stuff. Don't ever leave your wallet and your phone or anything in a locker unlocked. Just get a lock. It's like $5. Because yeah, there are some. It just takes one thief to go like visit a gym and like go through all the lockers and then steal everyone's shit. Did you meet your wife at the gym? Since talking about creeps in the gym, Johnny. Yes, I did. And I guess telling this story now sounds creepy. So in 1989, I was 19 years old, about to turn 20. Maybe I just turned 20 because it was September. 1989, I was at a place called European Health Spa, West Newton, Massachusetts. They called us instructors. We didn't have any certification or anything. We took people through their workouts based off a workout card, and we tried to sell memberships. We were really just salesmen. We did take people through workouts constantly, but we were also trying to get them to bring their friends and family in to join, to become members of the gym. So Janet, my wife, she came in. She was Janet Rodriguez at the time. And I was like, wow. She was 18 at the time. She turned 19 a few months later. She was 18 years old. I think I just turned 20. And yeah, I was always fighting this other guy, a friend of mine, at the place to get her card because we both liked her. And I always used to like shove them out of the way and take her card so I could take her through the workout. And after a couple months, I asked her out, and we've been together since. Our first date was December 22nd, 1989, and we've been together ever since. We got married in June of 91. But yes, I did meet her at the gym. She was my, I wasn't a personal trainer, so I wouldn't call her a client, but that's how I met my wife. It was at a gym, 100%. And she was in like a baggy sweatshirt and shorts. She wasn't dressed provocatively at all, but gorgeous girl. She's still gorgeous, even if she just turned 52. Derek Deadlifts, that's crazy. I can do one plate military. Yeah, you can probably deadlift all kinds of weight. I can't deadlift. I never deadlifted more than off the floor, real deadlifts. I never did more than 405 in my life. Anytime I tried more than that, it felt like my thorax, like this whole area was going to explode. I used to do rack deads just from the, half. So that's like a half rep. Real power lifters, I don't even consider rack deadlift a real deadlift. I used to go like 5, 6, sometimes 7. I think my record on that was 7 plates for, I don't know, like 8 or 10 reps. Let's see, it's crazy. I can do one plate. RSY says, I'm 24, lifting for some years, but I got an injury. I've been natty always with the injury recovery fast. Jumping on gear help. Gear will not really help your recovery. Look up things. There's peptides. There's growth hormone. There's different things that people take. They do stem cell treatments. There are different things, but I'm trying to stay on topic. Derek Dillis, what did I do before working for MD? So let's see, from 1991 to 1998, I was the associate producer. I lived out in California in the Los Angeles area, and there was a show called American Muscle on ESPN. It was a monthly magazine format TV show. We did contest coverage, athlete profiles, gossip, cooking. It was a great show, and I wrote all the scripts, and I would go on location and do a lot of the shoots. I didn't do much of the editing. I hated the editing. So that was the 90s, and I transitioned from that into writing. I started writing for magazines while I was doing that, and then I left that job in 98. I had to be a personal trainer for about almost 2 years to keep some money coming in until I had enough steady work from the magazines. And I got to give credit to the late Bob Kennedy of Muscle Mag. He gave me a lot of work in that time, and it made it possible for me to transition into full-time writing so I didn't have to train people anymore. He gave me a ton of work for Muscle Mag, and is also his fitness magazine, American Health and Fitness. I used to write so many articles for Muscle Mag that I had to write under like 4 or 5 different names so they wouldn't keep seeing my name over and over again. Yeah, so thank you, Bob. Rest in peace, Bob. Let's see. Jehan, I'm really a men love idealistically and women love opportunistically. Well, I don't want to get into the whole red pill stuff here, guys. I'm not that good at it. Derek Deadlift, I can deadlift 315. I barely train them. Oh, well, your name's Derek Deadlift. I thought you deadlift like 8 plates or something. Used to pull 5 plates. Rack deads I never did. Did stiff legs with 3 plates. Yeah, that's the most I ever did. Stiff legs I used to do like 315. I couldn't do that now, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Johnny, you had stubborn triceps, but somehow you could press. Yeah, my triceps suck, but they were strong. Go figure. I've seen some people who are great bench pressers and didn't have much chest. I always had a crazy thick chest. It's still pretty freaking thick. And I would never bench press for shit. I was horrible. Everyone could bench press more than me. Yeah, I don't know why. You'd think you'd look at my triceps, you go, this guy can't press for shit. Somehow the leverage, it's a leverage thing. I was just really good at pressing overhead. I don't know why. I wasn't like super strong on a lot of things. Like I told you, my deadlifts were never great. My bench press was never great. Let's see. Derek, you love editing videos. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never learned how to do that. That MF, when C-Bum engaged, I was happy for him and sad at the same time. I never imagined this man has a love life. Chris is a really cool guy. I'm so happy for Chris's success. He's a very genuine young man. He's only 27. He's got 4 Olympia titles. He's part owner of a major supplement company. God bless Chris Bumstead. I mean, great look, great role model for young guys coming up. It's a healthy look. It's a lot more attainable than like a big Rami kind of look or a hottie look. Even though, he's a genetic freak. Most people are never going to look anything like Bumstead either. But at least size-wise, they can aspire to be more like that than most people know in their hearts they're never going to be as big as Rami, no matter what they do. They could become as big maybe as Bumstead. Maybe they wouldn't look as good. They wouldn't have that shape and structure. But sheer mass, a lot of people could get to that size. Not many people could ever get to Rami's size, no matter what they did. No matter how many drugs they took, they would never, ever be anywhere near that size. Jehan, tendon issue, We're talking about recovery. It really feels work. Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing anything out that's unrelated to fitness. I just couldn't. Editing videos is easy on iMovie, just time consuming. Yeah, I have no patience. I used to sit, like when I worked on that TV show, there were a few times when I was forced to go edit segments. I never did the whole online edit where they put the whole show together. They assembled it into it was either 24 minutes. They cut us back from an hour, which was like 47 minutes and 15 seconds of actual screen time with, then the rest of the time was commercial breaks. And the half-hour shows was like 24 minutes and 12 seconds or something. You had to have it exact. And I hated editing. It was like watching paint dry. It was such a slow process. That was back in the day. We're talking the 90s. I'm sure it's a little quicker now. Derek says, used to be a trainer and cook, but now I don't do anything related to fitness. Oh, I already read that. Will MD get an interview with Bertle Fox? Maybe his thoughts on bodybuilding today. Johnny, I'm not interested in interviewing Bertle. I actually tried to interview Vic Richards a few months ago when we thought he was dead, and it turns out he wasn't dead. I thought I had it all set up, and then he wanted to get paid. I'm like, dude, we don't make that much money from these videos. Trust me. I'm not going to pay you $500 or $1,000 for something the company's only going to make a couple $100 on the ad revenue. Sorry, dude. Yeah, I have no interest in interviewing Bertle. Sorry. Dylan S says, LOL, Derek, for more plates, more dates, did a video of a woman who posted on TikTok saying all men were creeps in the gym. She was recording a video of herself in painted on clothes. Yeah. I said, if you dress that way, you're free to dress women are free to dress however they want, but don't expect to be, half naked and the guys aren't even going to glance. Of course, they cannot help it. We can help staring, but we cannot help glancing. It's impossible. Like I said, it's like a dog. If a squirrel runs by, your dog's going to look at that squirrel. He can't help it. It's his instinct. This is our instinct. We're hardwired to be visual creatures. This is our evolution over hundreds and thousands of years, if you believe in evolution. Let's see. Arturo Alados, I see all the pro women having seminars. How come pro men don't have them? I don't know. I didn't know that the women were having seminars. Dylan asked, the guy literally looked for a split second and she lit him up. Turns out he was a PT and he banned her for causing trouble. Oh, wow. It's complete attention seeking on her part. yeah, I mean, for young women today, their currency is attention. They love that's why they're addicted to social media, especially because they get so much attention, so many compliments, likes on their pictures, just compliments. You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, even when they're really not. But you know, oh well. Some guys are creeps. I agree, absolutely. And you know what? Guys shouldn't be creepy. I totally, I'm totally against any guy who is legitimately being creepy at the gym. I've seen guys make women uncomfortable at the gym, and it's not cool. You know, you could they don't know how to read the signs, the cues. When the woman's like looking away, and the guy's still trying to talk to her and still trying to get closer and engage, and it's very clear from her body language she would rather he just walk away. You know, don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. Jehan Amrole, Dylan asks, women do that so they can, who are the ones who, so they can blah, who are the ones agreeing her, who all simp and then set for catfishing them. Yeah, I'm not going to make I'm not a red pill video content creator. And that's not why I made this video. I really just wanted to get some of your feedback because we all go to gyms. Most of us go to co-ed gyms with men and women. So this is something that affects us all. It's the trend sometimes makes us creeps, says Johnny. Well, steroids definitely make you hornier and you're more easily aroused and you're going to be looking at like everything. You know, a lot of guys on trend will say, man, I look at like every female, like the wind blows and I get excited, you know. Some people respond very, very strongly to these drugs and they do become horn dogs, like out of control horn dogs. You should be one. I don't know. I'm natty, says Derek. Good for you. Stay natty as long as you can, or forever, for that matter. All right, guys. I think we made our point here. So that's it. You know, leave some stuff in the comments. If you're seeing this on the replay, leave some message in the comments. I get back to everything. I love your feedback. I'm all about the comments because that's good for the algorithm, which I still don't know what it is, but it's similar to algebra. I talk about cycling. So anyway, that is it, guys. Appreciate you watching. This has been an Ask Ron, even though I didn't put it in the title. And like I said, if you have some experience or opinions you want to share in the comments and you're watching this later on, leave them in there. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I like these stories and, you know, different people's experiences and stuff. So please feel free to leave those if you're not watching this live. And that's it. Stay tuned. We have tons of great content coming up this week on Muscular Development. I have interviews coming up with Logan Franklin, Johnny Jackson, Kevin Leveroni. We had one of his athletes on. We have some really great content. Global Muscle, Brazilian Beat, MD Muscle Talk with John Livia, who just had Hunter Labrada on as one of the panelists. Great job, John, with that. Giles, I shouldn't say who he's having, but he's having a very top Arnold Classic competitor. He had Andrew Jack on the MD Global last week. He's got another man who's one of the favorites to win is going to be on this Wednesday's episode, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. So that's it. Stay tuned to the channel. We got so much more for you. Appreciate you guys watching. Enjoy the rest of your night or wherever it is you are. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.